Hello, good evening, and thank you very much for waiting. Obviously I didn't put the added hour for Scotland, 1 hour ahead. So thanks for joining me tonight. But yeah, welcome to the show, FPL Double Pivot, game week 23 so far because it's not over yet. Everton Leeds is on. Leeds are 1-0 ahead. Come on, Leeds! Come on, Leeds! Leeds have turned into like my second team. I don't know why. I think it's the underdog. It's the underdog I need. Um, so yeah. Hey, everybody that's in the chat. Thanks very much. Thanks for returning an hour late. Goodness me, a little thing called life unfortunately got in the way. However, we'll always deliver. We always deliver on this podcast. So I'm here tonight. I'm running solo. So you have to help me in the chat. If you're watching just now, or if you're watching back, again, please do give a like, do subscribe, all that good stuff, because it does help and it lets us reach you and we can chat football. And boy, do we have a lot to chat tonight. Boy, do we have a lot to chat. And it's not even finished. The game week isn't finished. Just a few highs in the chat. Paul's in, Heather's in, Geddy's in, Colm's in, CH is in. Yeah, we're all in. We're all in. Yeah, if you can give us wee updates as we're going along for the game, that would be absolutely fantastic. Because I'm trying to concentrate. I'm trying to concentrate. Eddie's in the chat. Are you good, man? And yeah, you keep me updated with the game. That would be absolutely fantastic. Paul says Stack already with 12 DC. Stack back after injury. Is he an option? Maybe not. I'm going to talk about a power five midfield. So that is going to come up. Also tonight, what we're going to talk about, as the title says, we're going to talk a little bit about game week 23. See what score I've got just now or so far. See what Kieran's got. We're going to talk VAR. We're going to talk FPL leaks. Are they good? Are they bad? Can they be changed? Will they be changed? That's the question. Semenyo captain. One of us had Semenyo captain. Not going to tell you who. Might be me. Luckily, I was a benefactor of the FPL leak, right or wrongly. And then we're also going to talk. It's not on there, but it's important. Geddy's in the chat as well. We're going to talk about the Man United Arsenal game or the Arsenal Man United game. Like a throwback, wasn't it? It was like a throwback 2000s game, to and fro. Arsenal ahead, United won it. What a game, by the way. What an absolute game. Right, yeah, I'll tell you what, let's just get straight into it. Yeah, it's Geddy's put up here. Let's put this up for Geddy. United. United. And for all those people, Geddy, who think that I hate United, I do. No, I'm joking. I don't. It's good to see. Do you know what? It's good to see a kind of old school, old fashioned game. A good 3-2 to shake the Prem up. Though, listen, I don't think. For me, we'll get onto it. I think it's a bit of an overreaction from both sets of fans. By the way, Gary, I've seen some people quote, "Oh, we're 40-1 to win the title." It's like just settle down. I mean, it's fantastic win, absolute Carrick ball. Uh, Michael Jose Carrick. He's doing fantastic. He is doing fantastic. Gary's in the chat. Good to see you, Gary, big man. Hopefully you're doing well. And Gary, actually, Gary's probably in here because I did see he's retaken. He's taken me back over in Nightmares League. I think what is it, Gary? 2 or 3 points or something. So well done on that, mate. I'm coming for you next week, though. I'm coming for you next week. You had a good, week, which is good. And like Gary's done there, like he said, it's like he segued. It's like we've talked about this, and we're like, right, Gary, say that for me. So that'll segue into this slide. He says, "Congrats on the 1K. Thank you very much." This is an older slide because we're actually over 1,000 subs now. So thank you very much for all your support. Probably got to do a little bit with Kieran, becoming, what is he, 1,300 in the world. But I'm having a good season as well so far. I mean, I was up to 43k. I've slipped down a little bit. I'm even behind Gary. That's how far I'm behind. No, just over the 100k. So it's going well. And again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really helps out. Andrew's in there. Andrew, how are you doing? Takeover's nearly done at his club. Sad times. Bannon leaving, mate. I know. I should have really put that in. I seen the video of Barry Bannon leaving. What an absolute legend, by the way. But a club legend, isn't he? I know he didn't play for that one club for his whole entire career, but legend. And he was, yeah, he was really, really upset. Ex-Scotland international, and he's ploughed his life into that club, isn't he, Andrew? And by the way, can you tell me, actually, you could probably help me, why did he leave in the end? Is it, obviously it was a drama with wages and stuff. Is that why he left? Could they still not be getting paid, or what's the could they not afford him? Let us know, Andrew. Let us know, mate. Right, okay, let's go. Just jump straight into it. So this is my live rank just now. Um, yeah, it's okay. Oh, this is even the wrong slide. It's even the wrong slide. Right, let's get the new one in. I will fill as we discuss here. Let's just update this. Right. Let us know what everybody is on actually so far. I'd love to see what people are on. Let's do that. Here we go. See, 36 points. We're on 46 points. Come on. I think we're on 36 points. That's just insane. Right, we've changed that. Yeah, let us know what you're on so far this game week. Has anyone got any skin in the game tonight? Has anyone got Tarkowski? I'm sure quite a few would have Tarkowski. So do let me know, and I'll put this real slide up, this real team up. Like I'm saying, I'm running late, team. Life got in the way, but we get there. We always deliver. Heather's in the chat as well. Good to see you. She says, I'm afraid to check my live rank. No, Heather, no, you should never be afraid to check your rank. I'll be honest, I don't really check my live rank because it doesn't seem to ever work out, if that makes sense. Or not often. Do you know what I mean? I find if you're ahead, say I never check on a Friday, but if you're ahead on a Saturday, it might be because you've had more players on a Saturday. So I tend not to check it because there's probably a higher chance you go down on a Sunday, and it might just affect your decision, and it affects you watching the games as well. I'll see a little bit of. I mean, I kind of know. I don't overly check in terms of differential and stuff like that. I know how much players are owned. I know if they score well, I'm going to get a green arrow. So I'm not on there constantly. I would say to people, try not to be on there constantly checking your live rank because when it goes down a little bit or up a bit and fluctuates, which it always does, it affects your mood. I think it really does affect your mood, and that's how we play the game on this channel. We like to, we watch football first and foremost, and then we integrate that into our FPL picks. And this season, boy, it's working, especially for Kieran. I mean, top 1,300 in the world. So it is working. Right, let's try this now. Here we go. Here we go, team. Right. CH just said he's on a red arrow. Heather said I've got Tarkowski, 28 points right now. Well, hopefully he gets DC. I don't think he's got it yet, but he probably has it. Geddy says I'm 44 in a small green. I'm kind of the same, Geddy. 46 all out. No Everton players, so I'm not quite sure. Andrew, what did you say about Barry Bannon? He says no guarantees next season with board and consortium coming in. He's still under contract and we're obliged by administration to sell assets. Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. You need to keep people like him in your team. Talking to teams, back to my team. Let's have a wee gander. I'm on a green arrow, which is good. And actually, we say a small green, Geddy. I was 135k. So, yeah, I mean, 102, that's what? 20 or 20 odd percent, 25% increase. So I can't grumble. The one that I can grumble, what was I doing? Why did I not bench Haaland? It was still the fear. And what I've realised is we need to get away. We need to embrace the fear. A little bit like Stranger Things. I've been watching Stranger Things. I'm on season 3 now. We've got to embrace that fear. And okay, it's a little bit scary. But unless Haaland scores 2 goals a game, it shouldn't be that scary. And there's even players that can do it. Now, this feeds into what I think. And we'll come on to my team, my Game Week 2024 team of a power 5 midfield. Strikers aren't really doing it. I think they will in the next few games, but still, I wouldn't play more than 2 strikers. And the same with defence. Look up there, chap. Look up there. The week I go to play a power back 5 and I don't get any clean sheets, not even Gabriel, it's really, 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 it's quite frustrating. I've got 5 different teams there, so I've got 6 in my back line, including my keeper, and did get 1 clean sheet. There was only 3 clean sheets this weekend in the Prem. And that's just how it is. That's how the Prem is week to week. Unfortunately, it's the week that I play a back 5. However, Mukiele assist. He's still doing the business. Chalaba DC. He's still doing the business there a little bit. Van de Ven goal. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. Kieran's got him as well, which is good. And it looked like a bad transfer last game week because I brought him in for West Ham and Burnley to score. I'm attacking those game weeks. That's what I'm doing with the centre backs or the defenders. Even I want attacking returns as well as clean sheets. To concede two for Burnley. Listen, Burnley have improved, but yeah, Spurs. I don't know where they go from here. It's a bit frustrating. Rogers with a little assist and a DC, by the way. DC from Rogers. What was going on? I was like, he's got 8 points. I was like, has he got another assist or something? No, he got DC. Guy does what he wants. The only thing with me, I'm thinking, his ceiling hasn't been that high since he kind of scored those two braces. And really, is he going to do that often? Especially in the tough games. I'm not so sure. He's good to have just now. I'm glad I have him. And listen, 8 points I needed it this game week. The one that's really going to sting, the kind of yin and yang. I was lucky enough to get a leak, and really, I never really check it. I never check it, and just for some reason, I just thought I'll put it on. I was about to do some work around the house, and there was a leak, and Haaland bench, so I was lucky enough to react. And I captained Semenyo. I was considering captain Semenyo anyway, but it wouldn't have gone on him if I didn't have the leak. So luckily Semenyo scored, and I tell you what, he was very unfortunate not to get another one. He hit like the stanchion, the crossbar, and the post. He had a one-on-one with the keeper. He should have put that away. Really, he played really well. He wasn't anywhere in the bonus, which slightly confused me a little. It was 2-0. He scored one of the two goals, yet nowhere near the bonus. So I was a little flabbergasted with that. Listen, he might not got in the bonus. He was up there as well. He got a clean sheet after all, but yeah, he did have quite a few shots, and I'm not a big fan of the bonus system. And listen, we will discuss Van Dijk's extra 5 DCs. What a load of BS, by the way. And the more and more this goes on week to week, I'm losing more faith in Opta. I really am. Like, listen, Opta's a good system, but you're missing 5 defensive contributions. You're missing 5. That's almost half of what he had in a game. I don't like it, and I don't like the late addition. Listen, there's no conspiracy there. It's not like certain content creators had him and pushed pressure on to add. It's obviously not like that, but I think it frustrates people in the game. It frustrates me because when a game's finished, that should be it. Opta stats are done. It's like the score. Can you change the score? No. Can you change how many corners were in the game? No. So I think what they need to just do is when that finishes, maybe, I don't know, an hour or two or process in the evening, and then that's the points. It doesn't get changed after that because I think last week I lost like 6 or 7 points through defensive contributions and bonus and stuff. So yeah, next season they have to alter that. And then another one is I had a sneaky feeling that Watkins was going to score this weekend against Newcastle. I fancied Villa to win. Newcastle have been poor, especially for Champions League. We all know they're poor. And yeah, I could see it in lights. You know what I mean? When you see a goal, like Kevin De Bruyne assist at Haaland goal, I could just see it. And he scored last 5 minutes, and he got 2 bonus. So it was a 7-point swing in a 46-point week. Yeah, Watkins got 8, so that would be an extra 7 points, which I needed. And really, if we know a player's benched, I should have reacted a little bit more. I think it was that quick. It was 10 minutes before the end of the deadline. But I think, yeah, I've still seen him scoring actually. Even though Wilson have been better, I've still seen a 3 or a 4-0, and I thought he would have come on and he would have had that Haaland effect and he would have scored. So again, fine margins. It is fine margins. CH just put in the chat, this time last year we were trying to work out how and when to play Ass Man. Yeah, so I'm glad that's gone. The majority of us wanted that gone, and it's good. It is gone. But yeah, overall, not too bad. Moving forward, the team looks pretty good. I'm probably about 60-70% of someone's wild card moving forward, which is good. Newsflash, I've already taken a transfer already. Should we have a quick look? Let's go to it. Let's go. Let's give you the leaks. Let's give you the leaks. Yeah, I've already brought Bruno Fernandes in, which it has to be done. And we'll come on to Man United. We will come on and we'll speak to them. I'll just quickly check the Everton score or our chat. If you could just give us a wee update in the chat and let me know what the Everton lead score is, because I'm very intrigued about this evening's game. There's a lot of people at Tarkowski, and if they hit big, I might get a little bit of a red arrow. I might. It's still 1-0 leads. I can see that there. Yeah, James Justin. Yeah. You could probably hear that in the background. And we are live. Yes, Onions. Yes, big man. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, now we're live after an hour. Now we're live. Thanks very much. Geddy says Everton are shit. I agree, Geddy. Yeah, I think the people coming back from AFCON will strengthen them. And he's a main player. Ghana, do you know what? He played really, really well in AFCON. He played really well. So it will strengthen, but what Davy Moyes is doing there with his team, and it's not the best team. It's not. I don't think it's far off a championship side, if I'm honest. I really do, and that's not derogatory to Everton fans. You've got some good players in there, but when you've got Michael Keane as a staple of your back line, who, by the way, has played fantastic, but it's not sustainable to have that for so long. Do you know what I mean? Before you know it, it'll catch up on you. 1-1. Who scored? Barry. 1-1. Look at that. Live updates. Barry. Who got the assist, chat? Who got the assist? Thanks, Gary. He said Barry goal scenes. You know what? I'm quite happy with that, actually. I'm quite happy with the 1-1. That means anyone's got a Leeds defender as well. I don't think there's many. I think some we rode on, but not many. Who got the assist, chat? Let us know. So while that game's on, let's talk about it, right? Semenyo cap, and listen, that's what's kept me afloat this week. If you go back, 16 points from my captain, that's huge in a 46-game week. And we all know this, but captaincy is extremely, extremely important. This season, more than others. One bad move, and it's a red arrow. And it's always been like that, but the last few weeks have been really, really small scores. So we have to choose wisely. We really do. I think, listen, he was a player I was looking at anyway. And truth be told, I'd already done this transfer, Foden to Semenyo, before the leak came out. So I got quite fortunate in that. Did I then want the leak to come out? Probably not, actually. Although I did, because he didn't have Captain Semenyo. So, yeah, I was lucky. Oh, there you go. Onions, Ghana assist. I was just saying he played really, really well. And yeah, listen, they don't score many, but they don't overly concede. It's Everton. It's like a middle of the road team. It's the same as Fulham. You know what I mean? You could probably put on 1-0, 1-1, a very, very close game. Although, they did win 2-1 at the weekend. But yeah, Semenyo captaincy went very, very well. I like him going forward. Man City are finding it hard to pull down a low block and to get through teams and to be creative. And Semenyo's a little bit of that shining light. When he picks the ball up, you think something's going to happen. Like the old school. I wouldn't say Kevin De Bruyne. Listen, that's a hard parallel to make. But when he's just on the ball, when De Bruyne's on the ball, you feel something's going to happen. And that's what it is with Semenyo. He could have got a much bigger score. Should it be near the bonus? I think it should be near the bonus. Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the whole game, but from the extended highlights I've seen, he looks really, really good. But yeah, if you don't have him moving forward, he's still fairly highly owned though. He's like 40%. Obviously, people have got him in from the Bournemouth. So, actually, Semenyo, though you might think he's a bit of a differential, he's actually not. Moving on, VAR people. God, VAR. Let me just give you an insight into VAR. In Scotland, so last week, where we had the option to bring it into the Cup, we played a Premier League side and we beat them. For Firmly beat Hibs 1-0. No Championship side in that draw, in the fourth round Cup draw, decided to take VAR. None of them. and I think there was six teams in that. None of them decided to have VAR at their stadium, and that tells you, and that's just in Scotland. It's a lot better in England. It is. Listen, it's the best league in the world. For refereeing, I still think it's the best refereeing. It's the best league in the world for refereeing. I still think it is. But VAR over the last few days, what is going on over the last few weeks, man? Penalties. I mean, the Arsenal penalty where the Forest player juggled the ball. Is that not a penalty? Um, there's been quite a few this weekend. There really has, and last weekend. And talking about the challenge from Dallo as well. And I get at the time, I thought, he's kind of he has he's not gone in with too much veracity. It's a solid yellow, but it could be upgraded to a red. But when it then goes in the VAR room, and they still decide not to do it, and they use language like a glancing blow. Like I don't, as a smaller referee, I kind of get a little bit the wording, but that glancing blow. So if it's a glancing blow, that's not a red card. Yeah, they've had a nightmare. The last few game weeks they've missed penalties. There was another one where, okay, I get when you put your arm down, you have to balance. But there was one this weekend where I know he still has to put his hand out to balance. In fact, it was Maguire, I'm pretty sure. A shot, he dives in, he puts his arm down, but if that ball doesn't hit his arm, I mean, that was on target. It was. It was. Gary says, never read, game's gone. Are you on about the Dallo one, mate? For me, I mean, we've got VR now. I would be happy with the referee's decision on field. Do you know what I mean? I think the fact of there's no consistency there, mate. I think that's what the issue is. Do you know what I mean? One week they'll give that as a straight red. The VR will come, it'll overturn, and one week it won't. I think that's what fans want is just consistency. Okay, you're always going to have a little bit of left and right arc and interpretation. But yeah, unfortunately, Geddy, next week someone will do something similar and it will be a red. And that's the frustrating thing. It affects games. I was having a conversation with Kieran and some others at this weekend. For me, I would probably scrap VR. I would because we don't seem to be getting the big decisions correct. Last week with two penalties, Forest player juggling it. I'm not an Arsenal fan, by the way, just so you know. That's a solid penalty. He puts his arm up, okay, it just taps his fingers, but it's moved the direction of the ball. So it's a penalty. And this weekend, I think the Maguire one, many people didn't talk about it because the game was fantastic, but I think that amongst others were penalties. The one I will say, the new ref, I think that was his first game. He done really, really well. He done really well. He went to the VAR. They said you might want to change his decision, uh, and he didn't. I think that was the wrong decision, but I stand by a referee not being swayed by VAR because it's like Big Brother. It's like I think there's only been two instances this season, which is very, very interesting, that they've changed the decision, which shows that you kind of have an unconscious bias that the referees feel they've made a mistake. And if that is the case, that percentage of two times out of how many times have been to VR? I don't know, 60, 70, maybe more. Only two have been overturned. It shows you that referees probably going to go with VR a lot of the time. So yeah, it does affect the game. It does. Just gives a wee update on the score chat. Onion says Tarkovsky's hit DEFCON. Yeah, standard for Tarkovsky. I think moving forward, is he a good pick? I mean, let's have a look at the fixtures here. I mean, they've got Brighton, Fulham, Bournemouth, United. The new United, the United Madrid. So it's not a bad pick going forward. Rob Taff said, Semenyo safe pick for FPL, as no Europe at the moment. Yeah, exactly. And do you know what that factored in there, Rob? For me, in a team where you don't know who's going to play, I wasn't sure Foden was going to play. He played 70 minutes the other day, but is that saving him? Was that bench? He hasn't played that well. And with the added broken bones in his hand, supposedly has, I yeah, I think it was too much of a risk. And that was a big thing for me. A Man City player that I know is going to play 90 minutes the next two games, or fairly as close as you can, I had to take a risk on that. So yeah, I'm glad I went for it. Onion says Tarkowski out on game week 24. Yeah, for me, I think moving forward, we need a power midfield five of big hitters. You know what I mean? Big hitters. I do like the United double up at Gary. I do love it. And talking to Gary, let's see what he's on. He's on 54 now. Barry 9-pointer and Tarkowski 4-pointer. Gary, can you just put in the chat? Have you got Tarkowski? Sorry, I know you got Tarkowski. Have you got Barry? And if you do, did you bring him in this week, or have you had him for a while, or what? Because if you did, mate, that's a great show. He scored last week as well, so let us know in the chat if you just brought him in, mate, or if you had him for a while. But yeah, VR. Listen to kind of culminate. It's been getting a battering. It really has. For me, I think next season, I think scrap it because we're not getting the majority of decisions correct. I really don't think we are. Um, yeah, and it just changes the game. You should keep the offsides because that is good. But the whole VR thing, it's poor. It's poor. Geddy says, yes, mate, I had him since week 20. Oh, Geddy. I have not seen him in one team, mate. So that is strong. Especially right now where strikers aren't banging or people are going for the safe picks of Thiago. I mean Watkins, I've not seen anyone else with Watkins bar stupid me. So yeah, mate, that's good. That's a shout. Are you gonna take him out or not? Because he's not the best player. He's not the best player, is he? Let us know. Onion says, I'm on the same points as your boy Fizzy Water. No Barry though. Oh, nice. Mate, if you can get near Kieran every week, that's what I try and do. I try and get near Kieran every week. I think I'm beating him this week actually. So that's good, mate. But yeah, but Gary podcast, he's still ahead of me. But well done. Any more points? Any more scores? Please put in the chat. There's probably not long left. Let's have a quick gander. And yeah, let us know what transfers you're thinking of. What transfer you've done. Like I'm saying, I've already done the Bruno Fernandes. That one's already done. And I think really we will come on to United in a minute, but I think a lot of content creators don't want to say that somebody is essential. And I don't really understand it, right? Because Bruno Fernandes, he's essential. He is essential for me. I just, I don't think you can go without him. I really, really don't. Please, chat, put in there. Have you got him? Are you gonna move for him? What's your thoughts on that? Because I just think he's too good not to have. I really do. Do you know what? I was close to. I was even thinking about taking a hit this week for him to get him in because I just had a feeling if United score, he's involved. He got assist at the weekend, and I think I was non-Bruno Fernandes owners, mate. I think we got away with it. 3 goals, and Bruno got 5 points. I think that's very, very lucky. If you can do it at the best defense in Europe, you can do it anywhere. So I think we have to get him in. I really, really do. Onions put in the chat here. We've got 3 wildcard drafts: Raya, Dorgu, Enzo, Sanchez, Dorgu, Rice, Sanchez, Saliba, or Enzo. What way are you swaying, Onions? I know I've got an idea in my head, but what way are you swaying, pal? Right, let's move on. FPL leaks. Let's discuss, people. FPL leaks. Are they good? Are they bad? Should we change it? Can they be changed? I'm not so sure. I don't think they can be changed. Now, listen, I am a benefactor of the FPL League this weekend, which is very, very fortunate for me because usually I'm not. Usually I'm already doing stuff in the garden. I'm doing stuff around the house. I'm in that mode. I'm in that, I've looked at my football. I'm waiting for the games later on. I'll do my errands, my chores at the weekend, and then I'll get on. I've set my team. So I'm very, very, very fortunate to have captained Semenyo. I mean, what was that? I would have captained Haaland, so it would have been 2 points. I would have had Semenyo, he would have got 8. So, I'm up, 7 points there. But in a small game week, that's big. That's really big. That's the difference each week between a red and a green arrow. And at my rank of 100k, That's huge. That's 10,000 places generally. So yeah, it's really it's something that's kind of splitting the community. I think, even though I was a benefactor, I think we have to change it to the same deadline. I really, really do. And it's funny, it's very funny this week how people have got different opinions because they missed it. Now, before, I know certain people have got, views that, oh, yeah, but that's part of the game, this and that. And yes, it is, but it doesn't have to be. We can change it. The game can be altered, the game can be adapted for all players around the world. And I really, really think we should do. We should level the playing field and we should make it the day before. Um, so when it's a normal Saturday, deadline of even 11:30, or if it's a later kickoff of, 12:30 or whatever, we should still make the deadline Friday evening at, I don't know, 10 o'clock, something like that, right? And that gives people all around the world time to make their team. They don't have to be scrambling, and then the leaks get taken away. Okay, there's a Friday night game. I get that. Okay, but still, I think the Friday night game, they generally don't put the big games on, do they? Right? And it's not usually players from many teams that we have. So I'd be happy to move it to Friday. If there's a game at 8, okay, the deadline is at 6:30 on a Friday. That gives everyone the best chance. There's no leaks and there's no lineups. I really, really don't think official FPL will change it. I don't think they will because, and I tell you right now why. Because it increases discussion. It increases people interacting about it. It increases the drama, and I think it gets people talking about FPL. Do you know what I mean? And it gets it trending. And I don't think they'll change it. I think they need to change it because we're playing a game that isn't fair for people in different time zones. Do you know what I mean? People in Australia, you've got D Unit. It's difficult for him unless you're getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. To play a fantasy team to see if there's any leaks, you just can't do it. So I think we really, really should even the playing field, and it'll be a lot more fair for people. Now, people have the argument, all right? People have the argument that, oh, you'll get leaks no matter what. That's bullshit. That is bullshit because if you have the first game at 3 o'clock on a Saturday, and you have a deadline on a Friday night 10 o'clock, you will not get any leaks. The only leaks you'll get is people at the clubs who work for them and they've told certain people and then it gets out a little bit. But even then, you don't know when to trust it, and you've still got a Saturday morning for things to change. So I think that's an easy cop out by people to say, oh, there'll be leaks no matter what. There won't be. There won't. Or at least we can reduce it and even the playing field. Um, my boy Andrew, FPL Nightmare is on there. You all know, I mean, if you're watching this channel, you definitely know FPL Nightmare. He's absolutely smashing it, especially this one. He's got a lot of views on this. He's got about 3,500, 4,000 views on this so far, and he only put it out yesterday. So clearly he missed it, and he slept in. That'll teach you, Andrew. That'll teach you to sleep in. Never sleeping on the job. Yeah, let us know in the chat either if you're watching it back now or later on. What do you think? Do you think we should keep it? Do you think it can be changed? Do you think it should be changed? I think we have to level the playing field. It's not fair for people around the world. And the Premier League is watched by not just people from Britain. It's watched a hell of a lot by America, a lot in Australia, and more far flung countries. So we have to level it out. Just taking a few in the chat. CH says, you're right, Shane. Add the exposure and engagement content creators bring to the game. Yeah. I think that's what we need to do. Animations in the chat. Good to see you, big man. Yeah, we've got to do it. Animations, you join us, mate. We're just talking about FPL leaks. We've got to stop this, man. We've got to have a Friday night deadline. And then, do you know what? People will enjoy it more. I generally think people enjoy it more. And again, we'll even the playing field. Something that I've noticed, chat, let me know. And please, if you're watching this back, please comment down below and let me know. I think there's some content creators and just general FPL players, but the content creators that give out advice, it's funny to see certain individuals and what moves they make. Let's put it that way. Now, this isn't like a calling people out, that kind of thing, because I'm not that kind of individual. And I wouldn't do that. Everyone plays the game differently. However, what I will say with programs such as, like, FPL Review and other teams, it's funny to see what content creators make certain picks every single weekend. Now, I'm not talking about Garrett Podcast because he'll tell you he's the FPL review manager, you know what I mean? And that's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. There isn't. But I think it's interesting to see who actually watches football and who doesn't. Listen, you can still get a great rank by not even watching football. I think Gary will be the first to say he doesn't really watch much football. You can still use data. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's there. I think it should be used as a guide. You should still watch football because there's stuff that data cannot see. You just can't. The way a player comes on for a cameo, the way they move, e.g., Palmer, um, just the general demeanour. If they had many chances, that were very close, e.g., Rodgers last week. If it wasn't for a Pickford legendary save, he's on a 10-pointer. So there's things data can tell us and things data can't. And I think you have to do both. But yeah, it's interesting to see because I think certain content creators that listen, people do it and they enjoy it for what we do, and that's really good. I love doing it. I just love interacting with you, chatting about football, general football, and how that feeds into FPL. But yeah, just have a wee second glance at who's making what transfers every single week, and just taking a mental note. Ah, okay, that was the overwhelming pick that you're going with. Again, every manager's different. Some like to play safe. I like to play safe to a certain point, but I like to use my own noodle. I was talking to D Unit yesterday. I I honestly I don't know. Can you put in the chat, please, if you're watching back or you're watching now, what is FPL review? I still to this day have not read it. Is it a website? Is it an app? Is it a newsletter? I thought it was maybe a newsletter that you get in. What is it? I know it's a program that tells you about your moves, but what one of those is it? Or is it a combination of three, like newsletter and all that kind of stuff? I'm still not quite sure. And the reason I don't want to look is I don't want to be swayed. I don't want to look at that and go, oh, most people are bringing them in. Oh, I'll bring them in. Because that's never really been me. Yes, you have to cover your rank. I get it. You have to cover your rank. But to a certain degree, to a certain point. Steve said the creators generate a hive mentality and for the most part develop the template. Yeah, you're right, CH. And there's always a certain template. This one, you know, for maybe the last 4, 5, 6 seasons, this is the least what do you call it, templatey. Onion said 1-1 game over. Good. I think everyone would take a 1-1. No clean sheet. I'll definitely take that. I will. Going back to what CH said, for the most part, develop template. Yeah, so there is still a bit of a template going on now, and you have to have some template players. But I think some are struggling this season because there isn't a set template. There's so many different ways to go. People haven't had Haaland for all season. I know FPL Zlatan, he's not had him all season. Mark, FPL General, he's not had him either. So there's more than one way to play it now, and I like that. I really, really do. If we can get the leaks and get rid of them, then we're even in the playing field again. Because listen, and I'll tell you what I think on this. I'm always truthful. The content creators, well, you would be stupid to think I have a WhatsApp group with a few content creators as well. Listen, we're not a big show, not yet. And we've got a WhatsApp group with some other content creators. There is. Now, the top content creators, of course, there's a group. I'm sure Harry and Oscar know each other really, really well. I'm sure there'll be a group with each other and plenty other. So yeah, I do get that hive mind that you speak to, but it's about a collaboration as well, isn't it? Just because you're thinking the same or you're in the same group doesn't mean you make the same moves. But quite often, I'm not saying that they do because they don't. Actually, very different managers, Harry and Oscar. But there is some that do copy, and quite a few this season. Not that I really overly look. It doesn't bother me how you play it. What bothers me is if you're giving people advice, yet you're going with the same standard, not even data-driven moves, but generated move of this is the best move to make, and they're not playing the game and not watching the game. That's what I take a little bit of tack with, to be honest. But again, everyone plays different. But yeah, just you play the game how you want to play it. Just Dave back into the chat. CHS last season was so template. Yeah, it was, mate. And it was a bit boring, stagnated. And kudos to official FPL because this season, with the DEFCONs, they have changed it up. Now, I've not got the thing of DEFCONs up here, but I am warming a little bit to it. There's certain players I'll never choose. Anderson at Fulham's one. I know from what I've been told, FPL review loves him, and the program it does love him. But Fulham concede all the time. I can't take a player that doesn't really have a chance of a clean sheet, even at home. There's not much point. Okay, the other week he got an assist and he got DEFCON, but he doesn't do that every single week. So you have to have clean sheets in his bag of tricks for me even to think. Another one, Soboslai, never got the Soboslai. And I think the program's a little bit slow to catch up on it, isn't it? You know, that the program doesn't recognise that sometimes he'll play right back. Not so much now, but he has been playing right back. He might be central. He might be pushed to the right. Who knows? Now he's been playing a lot in the 10 and he played really good the other week. From the penalty miss, if you had Soboslai, well done because he was unlucky last week with the penalty. So the free kick was just it was good, and a 13-pointer was massive, and that's what's pushed people quite high. So well done if you did have him. Yeah, DEFCON's changed it up, mate. Yeah, I agree, and it's good for the game. I honestly believe that the leaks, we've got to stop it, man. This whole bollocks about, oh yeah, there'll be leaks whenever. No, there wouldn't. No, there wouldn't. If you do it a day before, okay, you know a team that's travelled or someone who hasn't travelled, depending on where the game is, but it evens it out, and everyone's in the same boat and doesn't know. So I did, I was a benefactor of it, but I think we should stop the leaks. Yeah, any questions down below? Like Onions is put in here. Not sure Tiego's in World Cup 24. Just put down, and we'll come to it at the end. Probably not too many, right? Now, you can't see it behind there, but that says, "Are Man United good now?" If you've ever watched Mitchell and Webb, they're in a certain uniform with certain badges, and they go, "Are we the baddies?" And that's what it is like now. Are Man United good now? Yes, they are, and we have to. You have to adapt. You have to react. Now, for me, many content creators don't say it. I'm going to say it. Bruno Fernandes is essential. Listen to what I'm saying. Bruno Fernandes is essential moving forward, especially with no Palmer, no Salah. You have to have Bruno. The fact that he's cheaper than Saka this season is pretty mental. And chat, that's the move I already make. I've already made the Saka to Bruno transfer. I done it yesterday watching the game. He's going to get some big hauls. He really, really is. Now, I'm just looking here at the fixtures. Remember, they've got no European football, and that does make a difference. Also, they've got this new manager bounce. And also, what they can see is they can actually play football, and they're good players. This is why, for me, at the start, I thought Amarin was a fantastic manager. I thought, do you know what? He's going to come in. The way he plays, the way he sets up is really, really good. And Geddy, you're in the chat. Please let me know, mate. But after a while, Amarin did not adapt. And it was very clear that he was not good enough for the best league in the world, Premier League. And he was definitely not good enough at a club as big as Man United. Now, if he just changed it once to a 4-4-2, he could have probably seen there was something there. And you could have went with that formation. And he had the players for a 4-4-2 more than his 3-4-3 or his 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2. But he didn't. He has one way of playing, and if you don't have the team, you don't have the players to fit that, he's a shit manager. He is. So, I mean, where he goes from this, I don't know. I'm sure he'll probably end up back at Sporting or something like that at some point. But listen, if you are not a good manager, if you don't adapt, you are found out. Now, you've got kind of chalk and cheese. You've got Amarin, and you've got the Villa manager. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely fantastic. Adapts so much in game, changes stuff in game, and reacts to what the other team are doing. I like to think Neil Lennon, the Premier does that quite often as well, actually, to be fair to him. Yeah, you have to have a manager that reacts. If not, then you're just gonna lose more games. Listen, it was a bit more Verasic and a little bit more drama United because it is Man United. That's the kind of team they are. But even before this game at the weekend, Geddy, please comment, let me know, mate, as a Man United fan. I liked, I liked how Man United looked the game before Arsenal. And the Arsenal game, listen, just showed us that you need to start looking at them. You really, really do, because fantastic. And every time they got on the ball, I was like, Bruno's going to do something. Even that hiding behind the couch. Do you know what? This season, I'm just going to put the statement out here. I'm more scared this season about Bruno than Haaland when he's on the ball. I genuinely am. The guy's unreal. He is unreal. I know sometimes I don't like him. He's a little bit whiny. He is a world class player. He really, really is. Geddy says he's done the same. Move Saka out, Bruno, and yeah, I've already done it, mate. I've done it straight away. I mean, he already up. He went up what 0.3. I'm sure on Friday he was up 0.1. He's gone up another 0.2. He'll probably go up tonight again if he didn't go up last night. And okay, for this season, I've not really bought into price and team value, but I've been losing a lot of team value. So I can do both there. Bring a better player in. Listen, Saka's done. And I don't mean he's done as in a player. I think he's done right now as an FPL asset. Because Arsenal don't play how Saka gets a lot of points and used to play. He used to take, wing backs on, he used to take defenders on, he used to run at them. He doesn't do that now. And I noticed that this weekend. He'll come up to the defender, he'll stop, he'll look up, he'll look in, and he'll probably recycle to Rice or Odegaard or Trossard, and then he'll recycle it and then try and find a better move. And while that's all good, that's the new standard, that's the new age of how people play football, how teams play football. It's not good for Saka. And when you're 10 million, you need to be hitting, close to double digits every single game week. Saka doesn't do that. And yeah, I think we've been a little bit feared this season, especially with a Haaland no captaincy, and we have to buy into that fear, embrace that fear, and we have to go against Saka for now. Unless, listen, if next week he does really well and gets double digit, I'm still not bothered. Generally, I'm not. He has to do it at least twice for me to start noticing and go, actually, he is a class player. He is a good player, but yeah, he has had quite a big drop off. And a lot of Arsenal fans have been agreeing with me. He has. Heather says, got Bruno F as my bus captain, completing actual leaving it on him. Do you know what? I think his ceiling is so effing high. Bruno F is so effing high on his ceiling, Heather. He really, really is. I mean, have a look here. Let's have a look at the fixtures. He's got Fulham at home, Tottenham at home. 2 home games now after Carrick Ball. The place is going to be absolutely buzzing. Then he's got West Ham away. Then he's got Everton away. Everton are really poor at home just now. Then he's got Palace at home. Then he's got Newcastle away, who will be in the in the Champ League, and you've seen how they performed this game week at home. Then Aston Villa and Bournemouth. Then Leeds. You know what I mean? That run, and even far and beyond, Chelsea, Brentford, Liverpool, and this is why you've got to get on every Friday or every Thursday. Sometimes I do it. I do the FDR decoder where we look at the fixtures and we look. Is that an actual green fixture? Is that a red fixture? It's not. And right now, Liverpool's not. Even at Anfield, it's not. You're right, Heather. I'm thinking about captaincy this weekend at Fulham. I really am. And the fact that he's less owned than Semenyo is insane. So please, if you don't have him, I'd probably get him in for a hit this weekend. Genuinely. And I don't really condone that behaviour. But I think get him in. I've already made the move, and I think I'm probably going to take a -4 to make another one. CH, what does he say? He says, I dislike Bruno. Something about him bugs me, and reluctantly brought him in on Saturday. CH, I agree with you, mate. I do. Though I respect he's a world class player, and he is a world class player, yeah, we have players that we like and we dislike. I am warming to him, though. I am warming. So, Geddy, don't worry. I'm warming to Bruno. I just, maybe he's just fully understood. He's misunderstood. That's what he is for us. But yeah, that's good because CH, we have to take that out of our FPL game. Sometimes our heart decisions, we have to take that and we have to be more head decisions. There is a time and a place for the heart decisions, like differentials and stuff like that. But a player like this, he doesn't play Europe. He's out the cups. All it is for him is the Prem. Could they get top 4? I really think they could. I think Newcastle drop off anyway. I think Villa probably drop off. I tell you what, people talking about the title. Let's get this out of our mind. I'm sorry, get out of your mind. But top 4, I think I'll have them finishing top four. And kudos to Kieran actually, because Kieran said pre-season they'll finish top four. So looks like he's gonna be bang on with that. Amarin was awful. Played half our players up position and wouldn't start Kobe Manu. Yeah, I didn't get that, Gary. Quite clear he must have had an argument with him, or he didn't rate him, or something. I'm not sure. But listen, when you're playing Ugarte, I mean, God, which is funny because at the time people were raving. A lot of United fans, Gary, you could tell me, were raving about him. Oh, Ugarte, this he's world class. PSG are letting him go for a reason. I think it was like 40 mil, wasn't it? 45 mil. Yeah, so he's that good. They're letting him go for 45. He's dreadful. Listen, Manu, he's at least a young player. Keep playing him, and his value will go up. So his resale, PSR, all that kind of stuff. I didn't understand it. And yeah, listen, there's not many managers that can play players out of position. Pep's done it for years, but Pep is Pep. Right? Although sometimes it catches up. I mean, look at Bodo. He played 3 or 4 players out of position. It caught up with him. Um, yeah, you have to adapt. You have to. Onion said United looked brave, 2-1 up, and brings on a striker for a defender. I like that. It's kind of similar, Onions, to Scotland Denmark. Listen, we were fortunate. We qualified for the World Cup, but yeah, attack is the best defense, as they say, and it really, really is. If you're taking an attacker off and put defender on, you're inviting pressure. If you're doing that with a team like City or United or Liverpool or any top team, even Bournemouth, if you do that, you're going to invite pressure, and there's more chance you concede. So you might as well just keep that attacker on and press. If you're a pressing team, do that, or at least fill those spaces in midfield and find it hard, make it hard for them to get through the lines. I tell you what, Carrick, I was slating him, man. I was slating him. He doesn't really have the pedigree to lead a team like this just now, does he? Short term, I think he's fine to the end of the season. Time will tell. We'll have to see how his games get on. Long term, I'm not so sure. I think you have to bring in a world class manager. Though, listen, sometimes things fall into place, and maybe this is one of those times. Gary says early days yet, but the signs are good. Let's see if we can keep this form up with Fulham, Spurs, etc. This is what I'm saying, Gary. Fulham, Fulham middle of the road team. They don't really get battered, but they don't really score enough. You know what I mean? I think it could be big though. It could be a 2-3 nil. Fernandez. I'm telling you, over the next few game weeks, Fernandez is going to get a brace, and it could be this weekend. And I, I could captain him. I mean, who have City got again? I think that City have got Tottenham. See, I don't know actually. Away. Saying that Tottenham at home are garbage, so I don't know. Haaland might be back. We'll have to see. Maybe even Semenyo. But yeah, the other signs still look good. And do you know what, Gary? I love this now. I love that United are back, not back in the title race, but top four race, and it opens things up. It means United, when they play one of the top sides, they'll now have an interest and they'll have a say in the title. One thing I will say in the title, Arsenal for me, they still win the title. I know some of the fans are, it's only 4 points. I know, but last week when Arsenal drew, they gained a point on the rest of the field. Okay, this week they've lost a point, but Liverpool still lost. Okay, Man City won, but listen, Man City aren't Man City before. They don't have the team. Just the back line. The back line is not good enough to win the league. So I'd be concerned if I was an Arsenal fan and you had a good City breathing down my neck, or a Liverpool, but you don't. Like, who's going to win the title from here if it's not Arsenal? City? I don't see it. Liverpool? Definitely not, because the home form's not even good enough. Man United? Well, who knows? Villa? Emery? A little outside bet. Tell you what, United, I'd probably say more United than Villa to win the title. I'm sure Geddy's thought about that now. I'm not quite sure. It says, I'm all about FPL vibes. Yeah, how do you play it? Guys, girls, everyone watching in the chat. How do you play more vibe? Are you more heart over head? It's a little bit like Andrew. It's a bit like Andrew Solvi Solio, and I think we have to think: is it a heart decision or is it a head decision? And put that into perspective, and try and hold it up in a kinesthetic way, and then make our decision from there. But definitely, heart's got to be within there. We play a game with Meerkat, FPL Meerkat. If you don't follow him, go and follow him. He's a fantastic creator, where we just do punts every single week. And I always think, oh, who would I punt on this week? And sometimes it just comes up. That's FPL for you. FPL gonna FPL. You know, sometimes the right decision is not the right decision. In hindsight, it is, but you know, and we all benefit from that sometimes. Sometimes the right decision, the wrong decision comes through. Um, like Heather said here, trying to use my gut feeling more. Yeah, you're right, Heather. And that's when I watch extended highlights and I watch a lot of games. I watch a lot of football in general, and I write a lot of notes down. And I've just collaborated it together. I've just put it together in one sizable chunk and digestible. And you'll see it on this channel soon. It's going to be a fantastic video. I'm just trying to line up. If you've got any ideas what content creator would be good to go through this data, more eye test manager, let me know. I'm thinking about D Unit. He's a very eye test manager, and he's a good man. He's banterific, I would say. He loves a good shout. So I think I'm going to get him on, Heather. But I wrote something that I've wrote time and time and time again. I looked last night was Brighton are going to concede a penalty soon. I can see by the way they play, they're very aggressive, especially the back line. Some of the players are very head gone a little bit. You know, they make a pure challenge within the penalty area, and they did. They conceded a penalty. Now, that's just stuff, again, data can't tell you. Where the real secret lies is between the data and the eye test. It's between there. I would say it's more eye test than data, but data still has to be used to a certain extent. But you know that data can tell me that I think Brighton will concede a penalty soon, just by the way they play. So I think gut feeling should be involved in that, Heather. Captaincy, maybe not so much, because you think, you know, this weekend I was like, oh, Van de Ven, you know, he's going to score a goal. He did score a goal, but I thought he'd keep a clean sheet. So, you know, I think we do have to look at percentages and probably who's done it enough in the Prem? Who's done it in the FPL game? Do you know what I mean? Saka, for me, I'm not just saying this. I mean, listen, it was a little bit unlucky because Saka didn't really do anything, but he's not done anything all season. So those that captained him, I didn't really understand why they went there because they would probably had Thiago, they would have had a City player if they didn't take it off at Haaland. Rogers maybe was a shout, or even a punt on a defender. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who gets DC. Okay, it's not a big return like Tarkowski tonight. It's not a big return, but I think the secret, guys and girls, is midfield. From here on in, I'm going to play a five in midfield the majority of weeks because that's where the points lie. When I got up to 43k, Rogers shot me up there. Foden for those few game weeks as well. So it can be used, Heather. I just think it has to be used in the right line. But yeah, look out for that. Like I'm saying about the data and the eye test that I've collaborated, because there's a lot of interesting things in there that have been happening. So look out for that. That'll be next week. I will post it up this week, but we'll be filming it at the weekend. FOMO is real. This is another thing, Heather, as well. This is Haaland. Like he's not been on it for weeks, and we've been scared to go against a little bit. At the start of the season, I was less scared, and I went against them, and it managed to pay off a little bit. But now, you know, with Champ League and stuff, and City not playing how they used to play, I think it's fine to go against. Especially if you can get, you know, a striker who's fairly consistent and has an easier fixture that game week. You know, if you can get a player to roughly match Haaland for that week, if you're 2 or 3 points down, I don't think it's that big a deal. I really don't, even if you captain him, because that'll give you, in midfield, that'll give you a much, much better chance of rank rise. And I think that's the way forward. I really do. But yeah, are Man United good now, to sum up? They are good. Hey, Geddy, they are good, mate. Right. That's us. That's us. I'm not going to show my team so far. I will show my team. We'll do it on. We've got the pod on Wednesday, and then we have got the FDR fixture decoder. We're back. We're back, baby. And again, there is so much value in that because we quite often see upsets that many couldn't. We had Spurs to beat Man City this year. We had Brentford, especially at home, to win quite often. So yeah, look out for that. That'll be on Friday. The pod will be on Wednesday. For now, listen, I hope everybody got a green arrow. If you could like and subscribe on your way out. Geddy says, great stream. Thank you, Geddy. He's still giddy off of the Man United game. Congrats on that, by the way, Geddy. Well done, mate. Well done on your game week as well. well done to everybody else. Thank you very much for joining tonight. I went solo tonight and I really, really enjoy going solo tonight. So thank you very, very much. Even though it was late, the chat, the masses still came in. And again, if you're watching now, if you're watching it back, please do like and subscribe. We're up to 1.3k now subscribers on the channel. So keep going, plenty more content. And it's great to just interact with you all. And that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. That's football. We love discussing it. We love talking about it. And we love getting FPL points. Talking FPL points, Paul said 44 all out. That's not bad in a game week, mate. You'll probably just be above the average. But thank you very much to everyone joining. Josh in the channel. CH as always stuff. Screaming for Vengeance says, great stuff, man. Thank you very much. Thanks for all the support, guys, girls. Have a look. Keep a wee eye on the channel. Plenty more content this week. If not, we'll be back with Kieran on Wednesday. And then I'll see you on Friday for the FDR Decoder. But